tomato plants now that have grown quite well, and we're going to go ahead, they're ready to go into the hydroponics. And I have this kind of bucket now that's going to be for the tomato plants. I've brought in some sticks that I'll be able to use. It's my first time doing tomato plants, so we're going through this together. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with water, and again it's going to be the same concept of putting the Ned Pod into here, and you want the water to just reach the bottom, and then the root system will come out of that. And we're going to go ahead and add our hosing for our air filtration to go in here, and I'll show you the results. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little loud because it's loud in here, but as you can see, just to go faster, I've just put it in the tub and I'm filling it up, and I'll fill up to about here to make sure that I have enough water in my bucket. And I'm making sure that it's like almost room temperature to the touch, because you don't want to put too cold or too hot. The plants won't like that. So that's a quick way to fill it up. Alright, so I want to add aeration into my bucket for my tomatoes. So I've gone ahead and taken the wire from this one. I'm going to put a T to splice the wires. So what you want to do is the parts on each side are going to your buckets. And the one that's, let me just put this together. And then this small one will be at the bottom, which will be connected into the motor for the air to come through. So we'll go ahead and put that on, and once we put that on, this one will go into that bucket, and that way we're going to be feeding through 2 different buckets. Okay, so I've connected my T's up for all my wires. Now I've gone ahead and fed it through a hole that we had put through the bucket, and I've added the aerator, and now I'm just going to drop that down in the middle, and that'll be our air pump for this one for the tomatoes. Alright, so now I've got my 4 tomato plants that we are setting up in the hydroponics. I'm not sure of the rooting system, so I decided to get my trusty tray out. I purchased these. They're actually for the base of a Christmas tree, but they have a lip on them, and they're big squares, so I always have been using these for my plants for like the longest time. So because I'm not too sure, I'm just going to go ahead and just scoop. I want to loosen everything up, and because you want to keep the roots as intact as possible. Even if you tear a few, it's not the end of the world, but it's so much better if you don't. Here I'm gonna and then I'm going to get this one out. And again, hydroponics, you don't want any soil, dirt. You're trying to keep it as clean as possible. So like the other videos that I've showed you, I'm going to go ahead and just rinse it all out. Alright, so I've gone ahead and did the long process. I find it so tedious, it's long, and you have to be very careful. I have lost some of the roots, but we're looking good anyway. Look at all the root system here. Now these are going to be in different, they won't be with the clay. They're actually a foam that you open up, put the trunk of the plant in, and the root's going to be at the bottom. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it sit right in the middle. And there we go, and it's ready for the pot that we've cut the bottom out, and you just press it in there, and one's done. Alright, so now as you can see, we have 4 beautiful tomato plants. I am so excited! I can't wait till I have some tomatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and give it some food like I do the other bins. I'm gonna give it both the root system and the greenery. And I always give about 1 milliliter. Go ahead, plop it in, And now they have their food. And I can't wait for next week.